Cardinals will bring in Nico Diaz, junior from Florida, who will replace Georgialitis. And here's where you start to see the example. You asked Coach Hayden this week. When Louisville subs, especially up front, there's really not much drop-off, and they really feel like their depth is a significant strength of this group.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And in the game against Duke last week, Nico Diaz is one of those guys that came off the bench. Georgialitis came off the bench as well, and he scored a goal, but Diaz was right up there. He's one of those guys that could start. Georgialitis did not start against Duke. He's starting tonight. So all these guys can flip-flop. You know, guys come off the bench, they can start, and when you go in and you take someone out, there's really not much of a drop-off, if any drop-off at all.
Yellow card was assessed there to Camilo Ponce. Take a look, 11 in white for Boston College. And
I couldn't really see exactly what happened
on the side appeared to be that there was an elbow.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was, we couldn't see it because we were shielded by it, by the players, but not sure what happened there.
So yellow card against Camilo Ponce. That's the second yellow given out against Boston College. Shapiro Thompson back for Zenko. Ponce knew he was behind it, tried to keep it alive. Cleared out to midfield. Ochoa stepping in. Pass was intercepted. Played forward looking for McManus. Cleared out to the near side.
A lot of skill being displayed here on the right side by a number of players there. You know, it's impressive to see.
Up ahead for Sigurdarsson. Left foot touch, tried to get positioning, but just a great job by Josh Jones to prevent Sigurdarsson from getting to his preferred side. Jocks got pushed from behind. And the whistle comes out here against the Cardinals, but no card, with 8:15 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, we're going to see the Sigurdarsson play right here. He tries to get it up over defender. You know, I don't think he necessarily needed to do that, and then you see a shove on the other end. But in regard to Sigurdarsson that time, I think if he brought it to the right, he would have had a clear path to the goal. I just don't know if he was aware of what was on his right side.
Tyshawn Rose, good run up the left wing. Rose, cross, high ball. Sigurdarsson leaping for it. Shapiro Thompson that deflected up in the air, and somehow it's controlled by Kronecki. An excellent play on the back line by Louisville to keep that ball out.
Now, that was a lofty cross. Sigurdarsson could not get his head on it, but Shapiro Thompson's right there.
That's McManus, I believe. It was the one that makes the play. Actually, it's LaBelle, beg your pardon. Bryce LaBelle.
Yep. He was right on the goal line.
Makes the play.
Yeah, LaBelle's on the goal line. You know, impressive. The most impressive thing was Shapiro Thompson got that shot off. I mean, it was a quality shot, and it was actually going in the goal if LaBelle had not been there.
Jock on the near side. Shapiro Thompson cuts back for Zenko. Wide Ochoa. Rose into the rush up the left wing. Off to his left foot. Cannot get the cross. That ball does go out, but off of BC. Couple of subs going to come in here for Boston College. Jonathan Murphy and Nacho Dominguez checking into the game, replacing Shapiro Thompson and Ponce.
Shapiro Thompson getting a little bit of rest here before halftime. Smart move by Coach Thompson, I think.
Jock got up high, going one-on-one against McManus. Road for Barker John. Give and go with Road. Sliding down. Oh, that's a strong play by Ted Cargill. Didn't give anything up there, and then it's cleared out. Will be a deep Louisville throw.
And that was all ball, too. Great job by Cargill defensively. You see right here, all ball. That's a great play by a solid defender.
Almost try to catch it with your right leg and smear it. The first year from London. Another whistle comes out here. Barker John got knocked down by Sigurdarsson.
Yeah, just clipped him on the foot. Huge size difference between those two players, that's for sure.
So final 5 minutes of this first half. No scores. Shots are 4-3 in favor of Louisville. Each team with 2 shots on target. Free kick coming up, Sonder Road. Sophomore from Norway. Looking for a header. Jock got a piece, still alive in the box, and Klein is there on the catch on Bradley Sample's try. On the sideline, and that's a strong takeaway by Louisville. Cardinals feels like a little bit of momentum building here at the end of the first half.
I was just thinking that, yes. The momentum, you know, 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes left, but the momentum is definitely in Louisville's favor right now.
In a game like this, it's much more subtle, right? The moves, but it does feel like the Cardinals have established a little bit more possession, a little bit more time down this end of the field in the last 3 or 4 minutes or so. Bodie was looking for a handball as that came up high on Jones, didn't get it.
Okay, that's a smart move. Keep the ball on the ground, keep possession up.
Yeah, but the pass was a little bit behind, ends up with Diaz, plays it ahead, stopping McManus, flags up anyway.
If it wasn't for that errant pass, they had the right idea. They were keeping the ball on the ground and keeping possession. Unfortunately, that pass was off and they intercepted it, but it was the right idea. Yeah, it was a handball there, no call. But you got to keep playing until you hear the whistle. Then the interception, the quick couple passes. Road was there, but it was too far behind him. So no goal for Louisville on that one.
Ball played ahead, McManus. Give and go, Barker John. Centering try, and it's in! Off the post and knocked home. Diaz gives the Cardinals a 1-0 lead.
And that's just a fantastic goal. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. That was 1 and 2 touches the whole way down the side, the right side there. You see a couple of good touches. Through ball inside, gets the ball back. Nice one-touch cross. One-time hit, far post. And there's the first goal of the game.
It's Barker John who sets it up, his second assist of the season, and Nico Diaz scores his first goal of the year. And with 1:40 remaining in the first half, The Cardinals take the 1-0 lead. And what were we just talking about, right? It felt like the momentum was starting to shift a little bit. And it's a 44th minute tally for Diaz.
And that's all it takes. A combination took probably 15, 20 seconds. It was all 1 and 2 touches. The ball did the work. It was quick, quick, quick. And before you know it, it's in the back of the net.
Sigurdarsson will try to answer quickly for BC. Wide for Rose. That's deflected out and will set up a late corner kick for the Eagles. So a strong response by Boston College. Eagles will go quickly off the corner. Oh, Dominguez got a touch. And it's deflected out again.
That was a nice one-time attempt there by Dominguez.
Final 50 seconds of the first half. That one cleared out well by Louisville. Zenko settles it down and is wide.
It's a huge momentum boost for Louisville, too, right before the end of the half. You know, this game has really, I think, been in BC's favor for most of the half until the last 10 minutes. And sure enough, that momentum carried them down the field, and they put one in.
As you said, it felt like a game where the shots were not going to necessarily tell the story of the chances. And it might just take one. And the Cardinals find the goal from Nico Diaz in the 44th minute. Ball cleared out, and that will do it for half number 1. So, even for a while, and then Nico Diaz.
Absolutely.
Kumbaba sees it go out ahead of him. Bunch of subs just checked into the match for Louisville. Nico Diaz back in, Bob back in, and Abubakar Kamara on the game for Georgialidis, Barker John, and McManus. A lot of space for Dominguez. Sam White. Back to Dominguez. Cargill, a lot of key minutes in the middle. Going to go over the top for Murphy. Offsides again.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. Of course, I am not on that line. The lines person sees it better than I do. But from here, it did not look like it was offsides. Take a look here. It's a nice serve by Cargill. Maybe he was offside. Yeah, I think he was maybe a foot or two ahead before the ball was served. So, yeah, good call.
It's a couple of times, though, they've tried it. Get over the top on that right wing.
Yep.
Eagles still trailing 1-0. Remember, it was the 44th minute goal. Nico Diaz, the difference. Off of a good setup from Barker John. The 9th player to score a goal for Louisville already this year. In game number 6. Depth of this group, which hasn't even seen Kamara score since the opener. He had a good try there, but the whistle came out against the Cardinals.
A good opportunity here. Settles the ball, gets the shot off. Nice save.
Maybe came up, hit him in the arm was the ruling there.
Sigurdarsson doing his thing now.
Got knocked over. Eagles keep it alive with Cargill into his spot with a lot of black kits. Rose tried to get through himself, almost worked. Out for Sonder Road. Nifty footwork initially, but then taken back Ochoa. has White onto the left foot. White cutting across, bouncing through. Kept alive here. Eagles wanted a whistle, did not get it. Rose throws one on. Jones there on the initial header. Punched out by Kronecki. Cargill stepping in and is wide.
A lot of traffic in that whole segment there. On the left side, just inside the 18. A lot of traffic. A couple guys trying to do too much, in my opinion. You see there's a little spin move, then BC gets the ball back. And then here's a nice opportunity here to cross it. And it looked like it may have been a handball, unintentional, but a handball just the same. Comes back out, and I think just too much traffic there for BC to get a clean shot off.
It's like being on the expressway at 5:15. Deflected out off the Eagles for Cardinals throw. And then this was the end of the sequence as well, as you were talking about.
Right. Just, I mean, there's bodies everywhere. You know, the ball gets popped out, and here's an opportunity. And did a great job to keep it on the ground and low, because a lot of times guys will try to hit that, and it's flying way over the crossbar. That was a good job to keep it low, just wide of the goal.
So, an eventful first 17 minutes or so of this second half. And feeling quite a bit similar, I think, to most of that first half until the last 8 or 9 minutes or so when Louisville started to push momentum. And I guess the question will be here, can the Eagles find one while controlling some of the run of play before you have to figure inevitably Louisville is going to get that surge back again as they did in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, BC is knocking on the door. I mean, this is obviously a close game, 1-0. BC's knocking on the door. They put one in, and that momentum is shifting right to them for the rest of the way, I think.
Over the top for Murphy, trying to run it down. Cleared out to the side by Quinn Elliott, first year from Charleston, West Virginia. Part of this recruiting class ranked in the top 25 coming into Louisville this year. It's an interesting mix for Louisville because they have a lot of people coming back from a team last year that made the NCAA tournament with mostly sophomores and some juniors.
Mm-hmm.
But their biggest class is actually freshmen. They have 11 freshmen. And Coach Hayden's really felt like it's gelled together well for a team trying to continue to build on the momentum of an NCAA tournament appearance last year.
And he mentioned he's trying to build that culture for the program. He wants to continue the tradition. He wants to get these guys in here that want to play the system he wants them to play. And, you know, those freshmen are a big part of it.
Sigurdarsson trying to get positioning. May have looked like Bradley Sample may have accidentally got poked in the eye or something. Able to play it out though. Ochoa going wide. Murphy settles. Cleared out. That is a corner kick for Boston College.
Good set piece opportunity for Boston College here.
Eagles trying to come back after allowing this one. 44th minute goal. Barker John setting it up. Diaz knocking it in off the post to give the Cardinals the 1-0 lead in the 44th minute. The score that remains at the moment, headed out by Fredall off of the Eagles' corner. Another one for Sigurdarsson. Got the header on it, settled in the box. Dominguez, he scores!
That's a nice goal. And you know what? When I saw that happen, I was thinking that ball is too lofty. But you know what? Who's on the other end of it? Sigurdarsson is. He's tall enough. He was able to keep it in. He's able to keep it in, and look what the result was. Beautiful, beautiful play.
So it's over the top, but look how Sigurdarsson finds this.
I mean, look how high that ball is.
Perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, look how high that ball is. Sigurdarsson, luckily, is tall enough. He keeps it in, and boom.
And Nacho Dominguez with his first career goal. in a perfect spot in the middle of the box.
Great composure, too. Great composure.
So the 65th minute goal for Dominguez, and Sigurdarsson will get his first assist tally of the year. So again, the question was, with Boston College kind of controlling the run of play, could they find one before the response came? And the answer is a resounding yes,
yep.
And a 1-1 tie in the second half.
And this momentum, now you see where it's going. Let's see if they can hold it up. The momentum is clearly with BC right now.
And by the way, off of that sequence, Amos Shapiro-Thompson also just checked back into the game for the Eagles. Subbed in for Burgess. Eagles back on it. White just overran it. Working against Diaz. So a 1-1 game. Eagles one more shot. Louisville one more shot on goal. Same number of fouls. Been pretty even. Diaz settled for Bakuzo. Here is Sample, played to the middle. Diaz again, held up by Ochoa well. But then Bakuzo once again to the area.
Ochoa.
Good lead pass. Oh, what a play by Victor Souza, taking out Kamara.
That was trouble, but what a great defensive play by Souza. Fantastic.
Here's your center back stepping up in a big moment against one of the top scorers in the nation last year.
And that's the frustration of Kamara, I think. I think that's what Coach Hayden was talking about. He's just a little bit off. He's not scoring as much as he did last year. That's a good example. Is luck is just not finding his way this year.
Kamara, the top returning scorer in any Power 5 roster this year. 13 goals a season ago. He scored right off the jump in the opener against St. Louis, the game-winning goal, and then has not scored since. Hasn't necessarily mattered because Louisville has spread out the scoring so much. 9 different players have scored a goal. As you said, maybe just a touch snake-bitten right now for an elite-level striker. Shapiro-Thompson trying to get around. Elliott does a nice job to earn possession back for the Cardinals. Sonder Road for Diaz to fire. And out for an Eagles throw.
Louisville not quite as sharp as they have been earlier. And there's Kamara's stats right there. 13 goals last year. Only 1 goal this year so far, though.
And as you can say, still leading the team in shots.
Sure.
And you feel like, Coach Hayden feels like it is coming, and when it comes, the dam's going to break. Cargill back for Ochoa and around
Smart.
for Victor Souza.
That's smart. They brought it back. Now they're switching the field. That's what you need to do.
Murphy, quite a bit of minutes after coming into the first half sub. Has been out there for the entire second half to this point. Cargill wide for Shapiro-Thompson. Murphy offside.
Just off, yeah. Murphy's having trouble there, staying onside. Great combinations, though. 1 and 2 touches through the middle. Guys are getting open. Shapiro-Thompson gets it, tries to get it to Murphy. He's offsides, but this is what BC's doing really well right now. They're using the field, they're using the open space, and it's tiring Louisville out. Louisville's, you can tell they're a little exhausted.
Road plays it all the way back in. 44th minute goal by Diaz for Louisville. 65th minute goal, Dominguez for BC.
Yep. It's Gonna get a card for that one.
It's been a bit since we've had a card, and indeed it is. See both arms around. So Bacuzzo, the freshman from Orlando, gets the yellow. It's always worth noting at this point, still obviously plenty of time to go, but remember the elimination of overtime always makes, when you get into this stage of the game still tied, at least a little bit different.
A little bit of urgency, yep.
Over top for Rose. Tyshawn Rose trying to get around Fredall. Good play, Fredall, but it does set up the corner.
Yeah, and that was a tough touch. Rose tried to get around him, almost did, but actually a great defensive play. Gives up a corner. We see Rose's first touch here, a little bit too inside, and it allowed the defender to come in and slide tackle. Nice defensive play, but they gave up the corner. So this is another set piece for Boston College. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
George Elitis and Barker John back in for Louisville. Checking out with 4:49 remaining. Saunders Road plays it in, looking for a deep shot on the header. Diaz, who also just checked in, throws it on. Good save by Brennan Klein. Way up in the air for Shapiro Thompson.
Got the call.
Down from behind by Matty Walters. So how does the calculus change here with 4:10 left, knowing that there's no more overtime, so you have a tie, and this is certainly nothing to be disappointed about against good ACC opponents, but how does that change the last 4 minutes versus when you knew there was 10 plus minutes of overtime still to come?
Well, it's the mentality that you have in overtime. You know, it's the last couple of minutes. You want to win the game. You'd rather win than tie. And in overtime, for example, in playoff games, you'd rather win in the time period that's given than go to penalty kicks, because penalty kicks are just unfair for everyone, in my opinion. So this is when you push up. You know, you try to maintain the possession and the composure, but you go for the win. You just have to push and try to win. No sitting back waiting for a tie.
That was deflected out off of Fredall. Rose in for Sigurdsson. Ends up with Rode.
And the good thing is, I think both teams want to win here. You can tell both are pressing, both are trying to push forward and try to get some quality shots on goal.
Fredall comes to the near side, and Walters bouncing high up for Rose. Did settle for Fredall momentarily. Now Walters trying to get to it. And that is a goal kick with 2:16 to go.
And that's a great subtle play by Rose. He went in, he used his body to defend, got a goal kick out of it. That's very subtle. You don't always notice that kind of thing, those kind of things, but that's a great defensive play by Rose.
Klein trying to send it way down the pitch, and that goes out on its own. So a Louisville throw with 1:54 to go. Kamara underneath it. Back for Fredall. Around for Sample. Louisville setting up something, 1:32 to go. Back wide for Walters. Using the width of the pitch effectively here late. Rode gonna take his time, try to get around Cargill. Bounced up high, throws one on. Souza again with a big play. Then it settles in the box. Still in a danger area. Now it's out for Murphy, who can only clear it out towards the seats. Good pressure here from Louisville as we get to the final 60 seconds.
Great defensive play by Souza. He was right in the right place at the right time. Good job by Souza.
So Victor Souza, 2 crucial defensive plays. Out for Walters, knocked off of Rose, and a late corner coming up here for Louisville with 40 seconds to go. 1-1 game, BC and Louisville. Rode throws one in, headed towards the box, got knocked down. Did it go in?
No goal,
no.
I don't think. Nope.
Wow, Klein secures it. Think he got help as well from a teammate.
Unbelievable.
With 14 seconds to go.
You can see he's rolling his eyes like, I can't believe that just happened.
And that might be the final mark on this game. A late corner try nearly goes, and it is a 1-1 tie in Newton.